Alright, so I'm here to give you another Walking Dead review, and this one's called The Grove, um, and it's Season 4, Episode 14, and it came out March 16th, 2014, the day after my birthday, when I had turned 18, and I became an adult. Yeah, this was a fucked up episode. So it kicks off with the tea kettle going off. They're in the house, but we can see from view outside the window. We see a little kid running around playing with a walker, like they're chasing him. And I had to go back because I didn't even know what it was at first. I was texting on my phone because I got a text. So that would be it. But this was it gets weirder. Well, it gets more fucked up actually. Because it cuts to the theme song afterwards, and man, it gets weirder. It's nighttime. Tyrese and Mika are sleeping, and Liz wants to stay up to help Carol because she feels like she wants to help. Because she could take care of like a walker comes or something, and it was I'm just speechless kind of what happened. And she asked about if she had any kids. She asked about a daughter. She says, Kayla says her daughter's a nice girl and stuff like that. And she makes her go to sleep and she'll have her keep watch tomorrow. So then the next day, Kayla's helping, is wrapping up Tyrese, and Kayla doesn't think that Liz and Mika don't have what it takes. They think there's some problems. Lizzie doesn't believe that the walkers are monsters. They believe that they're somewhat human, but Mika's too nice, which was what she thought about her daughter too. She thinks that she doesn't have the heart to kill them. So they start walking, and they're gonna go get water, and Carol and Mika go to do that. And she has this talk about how you have to be strong. You have to kill sometimes. Just sometimes you have to do it. But she says we don't kill people. We talked about how these aren't people. You have to be strong to survive in this world. And then she says, but I'm fast. I can run. And Kayla's like, so could my daughter, but she didn't survive. And she says that things don't just happen. So then they find this place with a well. It's actually it's a house, and Mika says these things do just happen. And earlier, before this had happened, I think Liz and Tyrese were playing I Spy. And then he finds a walker and it fell into the tracks. And he's about to put it down with his hammer, but Lizzie's like, no, don't do it. I understand sometimes we have to put it down, but this time you don't have to. And then they show him this place, and they're going to stay there a couple nights, and they eat these peaches, and they're going to hunt for deer. And they go in the house, and they wait there. And a walker comes up, and they were told not to move not to go in the house unless they knew it was safe. And it was about to end. Mika's having to talk about Lizzie, how these things are monsters. They're not human. And then so the walker comes, and Mika doesn't want to shoot it, but she has no choice. She does shoot it. And Lizzie gets upset about it, and Carol's like, what's wrong? And Lizzie's like, I don't want to say. And Mika tells her just to look at the flowers. So then back in the house, she finds a doll, and she named it an odd name. It was a really, really odd name. Mika finds a doll. Lizzie and Carol are talking, and she thinks that these things are human. She thinks that these things are human. That there is something human about these walkers. And Tyrese actually wants to stay at this place. They don't need to go to that town. I forget how to say the name. Bones or something. How do you say the name?
Oh, we're gonna leave soon.
Okay. It's called I forget the name. I know the name, but it's hard to pronounce for me. And says that we have a well. I trust all you guys. I don't really want to be near people right now. And the next day, Carol and Mika go out hunting for deer. And Liz, Carol wants Mika to help keep Mika safe because she knows that these walkers are monsters. And Mika agrees, and she is going to shoot a deer, but she doesn't want to because she doesn't have the heart to kill it. So then they go back to the place, and Mika sees Lizzie go to the train tracks, and she feeds the walker in the train tracks a rat. Because someone at the prison was feeding the walker's rat, and ended up, and was Lizzie. I didn't think it was going to be Lizzie. And Mika's like, we're not pretending anymore. We know these things are monsters. You have to accept it. And Lizzie's like, maybe you were pretending, but I wasn't. And I believe these things are human. Let's find out for myself. So she goes to get her. She's going to have the walker bite him, but Lizzie doesn't let her. And a bunch of walkers come, and they run away. And Tyrese and Carol hear it, and they shoot him. They all kill him. Even Lizzie started to join in, and Mika just does one shot because she doesn't want to kill these things. I forgot to mention a scene that happened too. That when you saw that little kid running around with the walker, that was Lizzie running around with the walker. She believed it was his friend, and Carol put it down and says they were just playing with me. And Carol was like, "It wanted to kill you," and she's upset that she killed her friend. And what if that was me? So then Carol and Lizzie talk about how it does change you when you have to put these things down. And Lizzie says, I understand and I know what I have to do now. It gets weird from this point. So then Carol and Tyrese are hunting for deer, and Tyrese talks about Carol and not Carol, his girlfriend and David, and how he still dreams at night, still sees his girlfriend, and how she forgets that she's not still alive, and doesn't even feel like she's dead sometimes. And Carol gets upset by it because she's the one that killed Tyrese's girlfriend. And I think her name was Carla. Then they hear the girl, and then they go back to the place, and they see Lizzie, and she killed her sister Mika. This was fucked up. This was awful. She wanted to do this though because she wanted to show everyone that she even used a knife that these things are human, but we know they're not. But she wanted to show it. And this proves that she's a little crazy right now. And they're distraught. So they're like, "Come on, give me the knife. We'll wait for her to turn." She even was gonna kill Judith. Like, that's how strange it was. And she's like, Judith can't even walk yet. So they take she has Tyrese take Lizzie back, and she even lied, saying that she wasn't gonna put her down. She'll wait for her to turn, but she puts her down. I think she ended up putting down Mika, and Tyrese and Carol don't know what to do because this girl did this. That they realize she can't be around people, and at first Tyrese like, maybe we can help her, maybe we can talk through this, but Carol realizes that it's too late. She's too far gone. and she can't be around people. And neither of them can leave together, because if Lizzie and Carol go out, they won't survive, and if Tyrese goes out with Judith, they won't survive. So you can, what happens is, Lizzie is like, "Are you mad at me?" Thinks Carol's mad at her because she pointed a gun at Carol, and she's like, "I'm not mad at you. I love you." And she tells her to look at the flowers. So she continues to tell her to do this, and Carol kills her. And it was actually I wasn't really that shocked because I don't think she really had a choice, because there was nothing they could do. Because if she'd stayed alive, who knows? She could have killed Judith. The main reason too that I think they didn't want to is because they didn't want her and Judith to live in the same roof. So then Carol admits to Tyrese that he's the one that killed. At first, Tyrese thought it was Lizzie, but then she admits that she killed Carlo and David, and no, I think it's Carol and David. She said that she did it to prevent the disease from spreading, and she even hands on the gun. Is like, you do what you have to do. And Tyrese is like, I'm not gonna kill you. I forgive you. But he's not gonna forget that she did this. And they realize they can't stay there anymore, so they leave. And as they're leaving, they don't really play the flashback, but we hear the voices of the old conversation that Carol and Lizzie had when she talked about how she had to be strong, and that was the end of the episode. Like, it was pretty fucked up shit. Was it a good episode? I guess, but it was just really fucked up. It was whacked. Lizzie was just, fucked up in this episode. Like, she really lost it in this episode. She believes these things are human. And do I believe that they're human? Obviously not. They're zombies. Zombies aren't really human. So, they even saw, too, the walker that was in the train tracks at the end of the episode. So, who knows what's going to happen in the next one, but we'll see.